Alrighty, let's open everything back up. Oh, not that. Ah! Wrong thing! Okay. Hello.
Hi. It sounds
uh,
like you had some technical difficulty over
I
there.
had a moment of issue. I need
Oh
to click the
no.
right thing. This one. Alright.
Oh, no moment of issue. Not allowed here. Not
No,
tonight.
not allowed. I fixed it. Everything's good. And you, I'm assuming, Lars, that you have opened the little, score tally thing that I have as well, that I made. That
You
was the whole
sent
thing.
it to me,
It's
correct?
it's it's in our shared Outcast Google thing under
Ah,
Outcast
okay.
Trivia, and it's the Sheets one. And then
Because
when
I
you
got the
get,
message that you sent it to me, but I never saw a link, so I was
oh
like,
yeah, no,
okay.
it's in our shared folder. So when you get
Aha!
to that, you will also
Lovely.
have to, uh, at the end there'll be a tally portion. You can put the winners in the slide, the last slide. I have it all set
The
up.
last.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
if you open the Google Slides and you go to the last one, you should
Mm-hmm.
see the scoreboard for top 3. You'll
Watch
add it in there when it's time. But
design. Oh, there it is. Outcast
yeah.
Trivia
Yep.
tally score sheet. There we go.
John, you're definitely, like I see you definitely being up there. I see if Jamie's around, Jamie having a big chance. I think those are the 2 people that I'm like definitely like they have top tier knowledge of everything.
We expect a lot of you
Yeah,
guys.
we do. So, welcome to our launch party. We're very excited.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, which I
Oh
don't
my gosh.
think is anybody, but I'll say it anyway. Mars and I made a comic that we've been working on for 2 years now, and we just launched it on Monday. You can find it on Webtoon, Tapas, and Global Comics. I'll send the link in here.
Ori has also been uploading to her Instagram with parts of each
Yeah,
story. So every part is going to be uploaded. It's just
yeah.
coming out a little bit
So
differently, but you can find it there as well.
for the most updated, for the most recent stuff, go to either Webtoon, Tapas, or Global Comics. It's called Outcast, ending with an E. But if you follow Origami Art on Instagram, I post snippets of it almost every day. Same on Tumblr. There's like once a week there. But the most up-to-date one is to do it on Webtoon, Tapas, or Global Comics. Yeah, we really appreciate it. It's had a great
Oh,
response so
thank you,
far.
Jonam.
Thank you, Jenna. It's
That literally makes me so happy. I'm like,
so much
I'm going from ear to ear right now.
bigger of a turnout than I think we ever could have expected or wanted. And
At least for the first 3 episodes.
yeah,
Like,
it's
we really didn't
insane.
expect that.
How many people have read it and how many people have seen it, and it's just really awesome. Let me just add this to Discord so I can announce it in the other server.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Our comic launch party. Join in.
And we're also going on YouTube, right?
Yep.
All
We
right.
are on YouTube as well. We're on YouTube. Gonna publish here. That's good. Alrighty. So, first thing we want to do is that I made this anime style opening. Mars like designed it, and then I like quote unquote animated it. It's
Yes.
definitely very sketchy, definitely very rough, but I'm still very proud of it.
Gives the
And
character.
I think it's a good intro to the whole thing, so that's what we're gonna start with. So let me mute this, and let me click play. I think I'm gonna hide us, Mars, for this.
Okay.
And
Oh yeah,
then
enjoy everybody.
let us play. Unmute, and
Here we go.
I have to like stop myself from welling up every time.
Honestly, same.
I'm like dying.
'Cause I'm like, it's just wild because you write a script and it's just words. And you write some like, oh, close up here, camera angle here, Ferrex turns away from the camera here. But then to see it all animated, it's just like, as someone with absolutely zero artistic ability, so I would have no way of making that happen without Ori. It just blows me away.
It's so wild because I would never call myself an animator, right? Like I would never ever. I've dabbled before and everything, but what's wild is you could definitely see, at least I see. Thank you, Aria. It really, I know PCM. It's out. It's crazy, but
It is
you could definitely see that I get
so
more
surreal.
comfortable throughout the whole like animation process. Like if you see the sort of first Hotsen moments, right, where it's just kind of billowing and it just kind of has one sort of closed fist thing, and then you see like the tail swish of Ferrex, and then you see the hair swish of Sid. Like you can see I get like a little more comfortable with it. So I definitely hope to probably relatively far in the future, but eventually make it much more cleaned up and nice. I recently just saw Shorny's opening to Let's Cast Off again, and I was
Oh,
like
so
inspired. I'm
good.
like, I need to make it like so good. I need to make it so nice. Of course, there's also the part of me where it's like I put way more animated portions in mine than she did in hers, and so it's like, that's gonna be a lot more work. But I can't believe it. It's incredible. I'm so happy it's here. And again, everybody who's read it so far, like a
Also,
bigger turnout than we could have ever hoped.
guys, I put uh so much foreshadowing in that opening. So keep your eyes open.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Keep those eyes open. There's so much foreshadowing.
There's lots of foreshadowing. But so I think then what we planned to talk about Mars was the first the first original entry number one, yeah?
We did,
All right. So
yes.
you guys on stream are getting a very very special look at sort of a never
What
before
was
seen, yeah, little piece of the comic. Now it is gonna be read kind of weird, but it should work out because technically nothing's split because of how I had to draw it originally. But this is what was going to be the very first entry of the comic. So you guys saw the prologue. However, this is what was originally called entry one, and this is the biggest difference. So I
this
did,
this was the one Dylan told us was boring.
yeah.
That wasn't a hook, that didn't grab the reader, so we scrapped it completely.
So we scrapped it completely, and so unlike, yeah, this is the collector's edition. Unlike, it's like the director's cut, right? Because technically it kind of still happens, right? We just skip it, if that makes any sense. Like the events, I wouldn't say we scrapped the events, would you?
Oh, I wouldn't say we scrapped the events at all, but is it important to show the audience?
Exactly. Not really.
No.
No.
It's not crucial
Uh,
to the character.
exactly. So maybe it would be something that I would redraw and we could revisit if we did make, as Oscar says, a collector's edition. But otherwise, this is just sort of what it was. And unlike the second and third, sort of postings, which were just redrawn versions, but almost mostly the same to their original, this one's completely different. And this has the oldest art in it. So, yeah. Yes. There's a couple doubles in here that might be a little
Twas a
weird.
proud moment.
But yeah, it was definitely a ride when we did this. So let's take a look at this. Again, it's gonna be read kind of
And
weirdly.
you know the funny thing about a scrapped opening is once upon a time, and I'm not saying we're not still proud of it, um, but once upon a time we were super proud of it. Like this
Mm-hmm.
was the, oh my god, we have the first entry made. This is incredible type of feeling. So
It
it's definitely interesting to see how far we've come.
it's really interesting to see how far we come, but it's also one of those things where it's like when Mars and I embarked on this journey, neither of us had done any comic things ever. Mars had never
Oh
written
no.
for a comic, I had never drawn a comic, so all of this information was, I don't know if Mars did any research, but I was like watching videos and like listening to other artists talk about how to make comics and do comics and stuff.
It's very interesting. Researching as a writer per se. I mean, there's the kind of research you do when you need to like fact check something, or make sure like a detail of what you're saying is true. In terms of like writing comic style, I guess you could say I learned a little more like naturalistically. Like I just
see.
kind of started reading more comics and I started seeing, okay, how are they doing their speech bubbles? How much information are they putting in their speech bubbles? And then kind of brought it into my style. I quickly learned that I did not like big speech bubbles.
Yeah,
I
I
did
hate
not
big
like
speech
long
bubbles.
scrawls of text because it felt like, okay, my attention has wandered
Yeah.
and I can't read the rest of it.
I kind of make it harder on myself because I very much enjoy movement. My brain is sort of, oh, Jamie, I hope you don't have to lurk the whole time because there is trivia, Outcast trivia coming up after this. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I do hope you
get
can join in.
coins
You
or
get points
flex,
and
whatever is
and other prizes too, and commission stuff, remember? Very nice.
Yeah.
Lots of fun prizes. But I think that the most interesting thing, you have to study, go study, Oscar, go study. Oh no, Jamie. I'm
Oh,
so
wow.
sorry. Have fun.
Uh,
I'm glad you
I'm
lurked, though.
sorry you're
Very
being
nice.
stolen, but that does sound exciting.
Indeed. You'll have to tell us all about it on Tuesday. Yeah, really though. Jono's gonna win, undefeated, but unrivaled, I guess is the better word, unrivaled. But
Unrivaled, definitely unrivaled.
my brain definitely thinks in like animation a lot more of how like I would really, really, really want to do it. And there's a second and a third place PCM. If John's so far ahead, you can easily get a second or a third.
Oh, it's entirely possible.
But so I definitely draw many, many panels because I like movement, and so my having that sort of tied with the we have short bubbles really worked out. But Mars, I think if your computer's willing to let you read this, since you are dressed as Hotson.
Yes, I can.
All right.
Absolutely. And we shall begin. Day 1 at sea. This journal is a documentation of my discoveries. The discoveries of Dr. Hotson Aram. Day 23 at sea. In a few days, I will have been at sea for roughly a month. I shall not despair. All great discoveries take time. Day 35 at sea. There is no land in sight. I must remain patient. Good things come to those who wait. Day
Yes,
52 at sea. Still no land. Day 56. No land. Day 61 at sea. No land. Perhaps this trip has been for naught.
And then he sees the island. And this is the newer version of it because this has our current logo on it. You'll get to see the old logo because here it is.
Yes.
This is the very, very first logo at the very start that we had the idea for.
Oh, it was wild.
Very different.
Okay, Ori, if I could be honest, compared to our new logo, I
the
hate
new
it.
one's much better. The
so
new one's
blocky.
significantly better. But 2 years of learning, it'll do that to you.
It really will. It really will.
Also a new art program.
Sometimes you don't realize until you're into it.
We
switched art programs halfway through.
Yeah, this is drawn in the original, and actually, entry 4 is also, to my understanding, completely originally drawn in the old one, and so is the 5th one.
think it's actually the only one left. Yeah.
That is not even impact font, Jonathan. That is me hand blocking letters
Yes.
in a thing. That is me hand blocking letters. Now they will say,
It was quite the feat.
a lot of artists say like the tools that you use are not important. And while I agree that you shouldn't start with worrying about the tools, there are like the tools do matter. Okay? Like I did a lot of cool stuff in Medibang Paint, which is free, which is what I originally used for many, many years. And I followed an artist for many, many years that did amazing work in Medibang Paint. But flipping to Clip Studio Paint was like the best thing I ever did. I feel so good in that program. It's just higher quality. It is paid for, so you kind of hope so, but I love it.
Ain't that always the dream? That something you pay for is actually
Yeah,
good.
it's actually better. Yeah.
Eureka! Uh,
Splash into the water it goes.
drop the anchor, mateys.
He looks so derpy. The trees look like a child. I'm sorry. I
It
cannot.
really gives off Dr. Seuss vibes. Did I
It is
just
Dr.
say
Seuss
Dr.
vibes.
Soups?
Soups
God.
vibes. Dr. Soups
Dr.
vibes.
Soups vibes,
So a really
yes.
interesting thing that I really want to comment on really quickly is you can see that these sort of panels are like all encompassing in one. This one had a crop. Now, in my original art program that I was using, the Lorax, exactly, could not make one long infinite scrolling page. Like I couldn't make one very long thing to then cut up later on. I had to do it in pages of this size. So that's why a lot of them are like very neat. But this one I really wanted to have cut off. The struggle that I had to do in order to make this line up later was immense.
Something else you guys may be noticing here is with the character design. While it was still simplistic, you do see the extra details going on with Hotson. So he has like the straps of his coat on the lower arm.
Mm-hmm.
You notice the hair is a little different. He doesn't have his signature curl like he does nowadays.
His hair, he
Um,
got more bangs. They
he
moved to more
definitely
bangs.
evolved. He
Um,
definitely evolved.
There's also no shading in this because when I started doing this, shading takes time, right? More time trying to do it faster, I had a very I really pushed sort of this sketchy outline style because making neat lines took a long time when you're not super good at them, right? And this whole thing. So it was very much like a lot of stuff that I did that were meant to be time savers that I threw out the window later on because it was like, no, I like it better with shading, and no, I like it better when the lines are neater. So kind of went on. But there he sits at a tree. Look at this bark. Goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Look at how different he is. He's got buttons. His bag has all these accoutrements on it. He's got these extra
Like
straps that Mars said. His
detail.
braid is on the other side.
Which feels so weird now.
It's very weird. His little hair thingy is very low. The eyes have
his
different.
Antenna stripey is on the wrong side.
Yep, the antenna's different. His hair got more bangs over time. All this sort of stuff. Very, very crazy.
And if you notice, the eyes are different too.
Exactly, they're just solid instead of gotten this whole thing.
Yeah, the eyes definitely evolved as well.
I'm still very happy with the movement of this bag as it falls through the panels.
I really like the movement. You definitely capture the feel of it falling.
I really enjoyed that. And then we have transition panel.
You've never heard Eureka in English before?
Well, there you go. Eureka.
Well, first time for everything. Oh, pluck!
As his boat drifted away. And then, oh no, his little rowboat is also not there.
Also gone.
As we watch it drift away. Look how underwater.
He is indeed very plucked.
Splash.
You read it on JoJo's?
Interesting.
What do you mean by JoJo's, Oscar? Like, I'm sorry, my mind
JoJo's
immediately
Bizarre
goes.
Adventure?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't recall Pluck being in there.
No,
unless
Eureka.
It's an arc I haven't read yet.
Eureka.
Oh, okay. Day 1 of expedition. After countless hours of gathering specimens and basking in the glory of this island, it would appear that I am now stranded. Hotanarum.
And that's the end. And this is our little ending card originally.
Originally, yes.
Originally. But yeah, that is the original first entry to the
Yeah.
first entry.
So I gotta be honest, I still have
Thank
a
you,
soft
Jenna.
spot for it, but for any of you who were here when we started doing Comic Corner a bit more officially, there was a night when I had talked about the tonal shift in the series,
Mm.
how we went from essentially a buddy comedy to a found family drama. Um, and I think you can kind of see how the comedic aspect was a little more prevalent in the original entry. Like you had the day 1, day 2, day 35, day
Mm-hmm.
56, just drops head, plop. But it
I
was a very slow joke, so it wasn't very punchy. Looking back at it, I'm not happy with it per se, but I don't think there's any other way I could have done it because it was a slow start.
I think it's funny that you say you still have a soft spot for it. For me, at this point in time, I hate it.
I have a soft spot for it because it was the beginning of everything else. Like, would I tout it and say, "Oh, this is my best work"? No, absolutely not. In terms of dialogue, there is none. No
Mm-hmm.
one is talking in it, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't even get to play around with that. All I really had to work with was Hotzen's journal entry, and it's very stiff. It's very academic
And
sounding.
he's
It
also a
just
bit more pompous than he ends up being.
he's very pompous
He's
in
very
this
pompous
one.
in this one.
And it's like that is still an angle that we carried into what we have now,
But he's not
is that in his
as
journal, he's not as pompous,
yeah.
but he does kinda, like, quote, unquote, "keep up appearances" because it's intended that this journal is gonna be read someday, and it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be, like, hailed as this hallmark in academia, or at least that's his hope. So he does
Exactly.
keep a little bit of that persona, but honestly, I love our prologue so much more just because you see more of Hotzen's personality in it. You really don't get that here. So as a character introduction, I think it fails spectacularly.
Yeah, I look at that art and I don't there's like a couple pieces where I'm like, "Oh, I still think that this is good," but it's very 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 little of it.
It's like
And
it's few and far between. The
pains
good does
me.
not outweigh
Not at
all
all. Not
the
enough.
the
Yeah.
cringe.
It's definitely like I my art at the time, like that was pretty good for that, right? But then being able to look at, essentially what you're looking at right now and then having to go back and look at that does hurt me inside. And I'm
Oh
very
yeah.
very happy that we redid it.
And it's
Um
like you grow and evolve over time. So even with the way the
exactly.
comic is now, I doubt in season 4, Milano and Hudson are gonna look like they do as the comic currently is.
Yeah, maybe a little
Like,
more though
it's
because I
going to
do feel
evolve.
I managed to hit where they are now. I feel
Uh-huh.
pretty good about drawing them now. I will admit, so I've been working on, of course, like later entries, so you guys can continue to read. And I'm working on the 11th one, right? And
Oh,
that's
okay.
pretty far down. I'm working on the 11th one. I'm working on the backgrounds, and there's a Milano in it that I redrew. Like I redid it because I looked at it and I
Really?
wanted to die. Like it
You
was so
hated it
bad.
that
It was so
much?
bad for the quality of everything else. Ferrex
I am
still
very
looked like
curious. You
Ferrex
gotta
did.
tell me what panel that was.
It's one where he's standing in the doorway with like his arms crossed, and it hurts me. And I redrew it, and he looks so much better now. And I redrew it. I actually redrew a panel in the fourth entry as well, the one you guys are coming up next. But it's very small. It's just his face. But he looked way too young for like the whole thing, and there was no excuse for it. So it was just like, I can't. I need to let myself do at least some of this to keep my sanity. But yeah, I will say at this point in time, I am pushing myself very hard to not redraw things. Because I think the problem was Mars is that by time I was drawing Milano, he was probably one of the least drawn characters at that time. Just because, like, compared to how many full on episodes are with just Aster, with just Ferrix, with just Sinnit, right? There's only like 2 that are just Milano. And
That's true, yeah.
and that's 4 and 5, right? I'm sorry, 3 and 4. And then later on I think there's 1, and I'm actually happy with how Milano looks in that one, I'm pretty sure. I hope I am.
At least you've gotten to a point where you're happy.
But it's like, oh god, okay. But
I feel
about
like
that.
that's important.
Let me bring up the trivia.
That was our reminiscing. Alrighty.
How do I slideshow?
So
here it is.
if you could, because I have to add names here so I can keep track of who is playing. If you could please say if you're playing the trivia or not, I will add your name to
Yes.
the score sheet. So please let me know if you're playing.
Yeah, everybody who wants to play, sounds off, raise your hand. This is
Alrighty,
Outcatch Trivia.
John'em.
To test if you have been paying attention. All right. Now, as we move on here, I'm going to talk about how it works as everybody raises their hand. It should be everybody in here, all right? You really want, because we get some prizes, right? So,
you should all know.
Will be presented with 21 multiple choice questions. You'll get 1 point for each question you answer correctly. Now, the first person will actually get 2 points for the first person who answers correctly on that question. And then, the top 3 players will win some form of commission from me or Mars. So first place gets both a character bust drawn by me and a short story, which is about 500 to 1,000 words written by Mars, of essentially any characters you want, anything, anything like that. Second place gets to choose either a bust or a short story. And then third place, well, they have to be multiple choice, John'em. It was just the easiest way to do it.
Are you saying you want to write an essay?
It's just the easiest way to do it. Fill in the blank is what he wants. And then third place receives...
Well, that unfortunately would be too hard to do.
Whichever other one is. So if second place chooses the bust, then third place would get the short story, and vice versa. All prizes are safe for work, and no gore, no body horror, anything like that.
Yes.
So please sound off. PCM, you here? Arya's gonna play.
PCM had to go do Polaroid related things.
I thought they came back.
Did they?
I thought they said they came back.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think I missed them.
All right. Oscar, you don't want to try? Yeah, PCM said I got no chance. Maybe they're kind of here. You wanted your centipede? Well, I could make a safe for work centipede. But,
Alrighty, you're on the score sheet. Got your name.
Might as well try, guys. There's only 3 people in it now, so you're kind of a shoo-in for one of those prizes. You really want to just let John'em win, guys? Somebody needs to tout to beat him. But yeah, we all gotta try. No one beats John'em. We'll see if he gets any questions wrong. We'll see. It'll be an interesting one. Will he get a perfect score?
Jamie, are you participating?
It's not timed, so if everybody needs a second, it is multiple choice.
This is not a timed quiz.
It's not a timed quiz. It'll be going from the shadows. You gotta try to beat John'em.
I'll put you on the score sheet.
Definitely.
So we got score now.
All right.
All right,
I'll
Jamie,
say,
you're up there.
if anybody joins in mid-game, we're not going to stop you. But
Oh, absolutely not.
it's multiple choice. The multiple choice is letters A, B, C, D. Okay? So be sure to read which one they are. A, B, C, and D will always be in the same position, but I will say it looks a little weird off the start, so just be warned. Again, there's no timer. I'm the timer. I'm just going to be clicking through when I feel like everybody's ready. Yeah, no E. All right.
Yeah, there's no E.
All right, and I think away we go. What animal is Milano? Let me remove this a second because it's kind of in the way.
It's gonna be in chat, John'em.
Yep,
We
just
don't
type
have
in
the
chat.
ability for polls anymore.
Yep. Is Milano A caiman, B an alligator, C a crocodile, or D a Komodo dragon? Jamie got in there first, A. All right, John'em second got A. Oscar, what do you think? Got Oscar, we got Aria. I'll still have to answer. Aria's also going A.
Oh, also A. Okay.
And Oscar, which do you pick? Caiman, alligator, crocodile, or Komodo dragon? And this is the boy right here. You get to see him. You get to look at him.
Yes.
I didn't
You
make
can
it
use
that
this
hard.
design to help you figure it
D?
out.
All right, and Oscar
D?
chooses D.
Alrighty, D it is.
That's everybody.
Now, are we waiting until the end to reveal answers, or are we revealing?
No, we're
as
revealing
we go,
as we go.
Okay.
A caiman. So Jamie gets 2 points for being in first. John'em and Aria each get 1 point. And Oscar, unfortunately, not this time. He was a caiman. We did think that one was going to trip people up. You did, sure, Oscar. That's how it works. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Next, what animal is Feryx? We have A, a cat, B, a fisher, C, a fossa, or D, a dingo. All right, John'em's got C. Language barrier. Yeah.
John'em with C.
Jamie with C, Aria with C, and Oscar with C. All right, I believe that's
Alrighty.
everybody in here. Again, anybody watching can join in whenever they like. Yeah, no, exactly, 100%. You are all correct. It is C, a fossa. So John'em got in there first with 2 points.
Okay.
Right. Moving right along.
Nice work, you guys. You've been doing your homework.
What animal is Aster? A, a seagull. B, an albatross. C, a hawk. Or D, a petrel. All right, John'em coming in first. B, Jamie B, Aria B. And what does Oscar? Oh, Enthuse says A. Welcome, Enthuse.
Enthuse, okay. Let me get you on the sheet. Enthuse.
I'm sorry, Jamie. And Oscar's also got B. All right.
B.
So we have
Alrighty.
B is correct. An albatross.
Yes.
Stream delay? Yeah. Oh, John even knows the species of that one. Do you know the species of Milano? Which specific one he is? Fossa is a species, so you don't get points for that one. But there you go, black caiman. All right, we got one more here. We got, what animal is Sinnet? A, a shark. B, a chimera, which is a real animal. Look it up. C, a sawfish, and D, a dogfish. Ooh, Jamie in first with A. John'em A, Oscar A, Aria A, and Enthuse D. All right, I believe that's everybody.
D, okay.
All right.
I think I just got everyone's scores in.
All right. It is a shark. John'em, you gonna get bonus heart points here by knowing his species. It's a couple option words, or Jamie, if you're welcome.
Well, Jamie, you get the bonus points for
you do,
being
for coming in
first.
Yes, John'em, bamboo shark. Ooh.
Very
All
nice.
Right. You know your stuff, John'em.
I think someone's been reading the wikis.
Yeah. Well, we don't have anybody else's wikis. Only Milano and Hotson's.
Huh.
All right.
Then
now we start getting hard.
Stream. All right.
What is
Get ready,
the
guys.
common name of the animal-human quote-unquote hybrid species? Are they A, crawlers, B, callers, C, crossers, or D, furries? Okay, we got Jamie said A first, but changed it to B. John'em said B. Aria said B. You're too fast? Yeah. Oscar said D. Yes, furries. You just want to mess this one? All right, all right. And
Right.
enthuse, do you have a vote here?
Any thoughts, enthuse?
We got crawlers, callers, crossers, or furries. Give enthuse a minute more. Alrighty, alrighty. All right, I don't think enthuse is. Oh, enthuse said A.
Okay.
Crawlers.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, it is B, callers, no R. So technically, Johnum got in first because Jamie stuttered and read too fast. I'm sorry, Jamie. That is the we did make him a little tricky. That was the idea because, otherwise it would be too easy, because we know people like you. You got it, Jamie. You're doing good. All right,
You
Jamie.
did get it right, baby.
Jamie, I'm wondering who between you and John is going to get this one though, because this is nice. What is the scientific name of the human hybrid species, the human animal hybrid species? Is it A, Homo anthro, B, Homo erectus, C, Homo exalium, or D, Homo eximus? This is true, Jamie, and you're still doing really well. Enthuse said C. Oscar says C. Jono says C. Arya says C. Jamie says C. Yeah. Everyone is correct with C, but Enthuse got there first. Enthuse gets 2 points for yes, it's Homo exalium.
Congratulations, Enthuse.
Wow, I thought that one was gonna be tricky, yet all of you came in clutch on that one. Very nice, very nice.
I guess not.
Yeah.
Not bad.
All of you got that one. All right. Moving on down, we have who sold Hoats in the boat? Is it A, Olrus, B, Olus, C, Olaf, or D, Otis? Cast your votes now. You got a D from Oscar. We got a B from Jamie. We got a D from Arya. We got a C from Enthuse. And we got a B from Johnum. All right. That is everybody, I believe, right? All 5? Yes, yes. Okay.
I believe so.
It is B, Olus. So technically, Jamie got there first with B. Very nice. Jamie got it, and Johnum got it right. All right. Oh, I moved too fast.
Johnum got it?
Yeah. Who sold Hoats in the boat? Oh, I did that right the wrong way. Hold on.
Oh.
Here we are. Next one. What animal is Olus? Is he A, a mammoth, B, a sea lion, C, a walrus, or D, an elephant seal? John, I'm coming in with C. You read it on Wattpad. Arya coming on with C. Jamie with C. Oscar with C. Enthuse with C. Yes, you are all correct.
Lots of C's.
A little delay, Oscar. I'm very sorry. But yes, he is a walrus. So Johnum got there first. 2 points for Johnum. All right. Moving right along. Let me scroll down here. All right. These are the hard pay to win. All right. I think these are the ones where they're going to be a little more niche, okay? How old is Hoatzin? Is he A, 18? Is he B, 21, C, 28, or D, 23? Yeah. Jamie's got D, Enthuse has got D, Jono's got D, Arya's got D, Oscar's got B. All right, I believe that is everybody.
Yes. Did we get Enthuse?
Yep, Enthuse was
yes.
D.
Okay.
All right, that's everybody. It is in fact D. I believe all of you read the wiki. Jamie coming in with 2 points there.
So
18 and 21 are 2 perfect ages. Points. I see. Exactly, Jamie. You know, you're nerfing yourself a little bit. It just sounded right. All right, I'm okay with this. If it sounds right, we're doing our job. That's all. It's good. All right, next one. How old is Milano? Is he A, 20, B, 23, C, 28, or D, 25? We got a D from Oscar. We got a C from Jamie. We got a D from Arya. We got a D from Enthuse. I do like your username, Enthuse. Oh, Johnum. D from Johnum. Yes, it is in fact D, 25. Oscar gets 2 points. Coming in first.
Oh, Brady. Nice one.
Alrighty. Yeah, it's
Okay.
fun to say enthuse. Like I enjoy it. It rolls off the tongue. I am very
And
very happy.
uh just checking everyone else.
Uh,
Okay.
Jamie picked C. Everybody else got D.
All right. I just want to make
Immediate
sure I'm
karma.
allotting points
Yep,
properly.
and Oscar got the 2 points that time.
Yes, that one I got.
Alrighty. Now we have, what is Hoatson's last name? Is it A. Aaron, B. Arrow, C. Aram, or D. Aris? Johnum got
I
C.
feel I feel like we helped you guys study for this one.
Jamie got C. That is true. Arya got C. Enthuse got C. Oscar got C. Yes. Everybody got C. Aram.
Yep,
And
it
so
is
Johnum got
indeed
the 2 points
Aram.
there. Very nice, very nice. Alrighty. Moving right along. What is Sinnett's main job on the crew? Is he A, the gardener, B, the hunter, C, the cook, or D, the medic? Jamie
Now
says
this was one you
C.
had to show up for stream for.
Yes. Or be really good at understanding outfits. Johnum says
Yeah,
D.
that too.
Arya says C. Enthuse says D. Jamie switches it to C to D. Oscar says C. All right, wrong character.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me with this one, Ori. Who got what?
Johnum got it first with D. Yes, the medic.
Ah,
So
well
Johnum got
done.
2 points there. Arya sadly did not get a point. Enthuse did. Oscar didn't, and Jamie did in the end, but only 1 point. You're racing too
Oscar
fast.
did and Jamie did?
Oscar did not.
Oh, did
Oscar
not.
picked C.
Gotcha.
That's fine,
Okay.
Arya. That's fine, Arya. You're still doing well. You're still doing well. That is true, Oscar. That is true.
They do, but in very different ways.
Incredibly different ways. But both usually very steady hand ways, you know? But
true.
Let us continue. What is Ferrex's main job on the crew? Is he A, a carpenter, B, a lookout, C, a hunter, or D, a medic? Johnum says A. Jamie says A. Arya says A. Enthuse says A. Oscar says A. Yes, you are all correct. He is a carpenter.
All correct,
So,
correct.
Johnum
Nice
got there
work.
first. Alrighty. Next one. What is Astor's main job on the crew? Is he A, the gardener, B, the cook, C, the navigator, or D, the medic? Ferrex just sounds like a carpenter's name. Johnum got B, Jamie got B, Arya got B. We need Enthuse and Oscar here. Knives again, indeed. Enthuse says C, the navigator. And Oscar's deciding which knife goes where.
It's such a hard decision.
You could get it on your phone, Jamie, if you wanted. That would be the only other thing I could offer.
You're saying C
help-wise.
too, Oscar?
Yep, Oscar's saying C.
Alrighty.
All right, so Johnum got, that would be slower. That's true. You could split it? Yeah, I don't know. All right, you're right. Mobile is
Maybe
slower.
on your phone?
No, mobile is slower. That's the problem.
Oh, rats.
But yes, it is B. So Johnum got there first. Scrolling down here. Alrighty.
Everything
Sharper
good?
things equals happy. Yep, I'm just scrolling down so I know which question is coming next, essentially.
Ah.
All right.
I see.
We have, what items were on Hoatson's checklist? Were they A, a pocket watch, a ruler, a compass, and rations? Were they B, a compass, a ruler, a pocket lens, and rations? Were they C, a journal, a pocket lens, rations, and a compass? Or D, a compass, a ruler, cup and ball, and rations? Total, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 questions after this one, Jamie.
Yes.
Johnum says B. Oh, first Arya said A. Then Johnum said B. Then Oscar said A. Then Jamie said B. And Enthuse says B. Yes, it is B. A compass, a ruler, a pocket lens, and rations. So Johnum got there first.
Okay.
Milliseconds.
So the scores are just looking. Okay, so Oscar's that. Enthuse, what did you get? B. Okay.
Yep,
Oh,
there's 6 more questions, Jamie.
And Jamie B. Okay. I should have everyone now.
Alrighty. On to the next we have. How many dollar signs was the boat's price? Was it 4? Was it 5? Was it 6? Or was it 7? If you want to click pause, Jamie, I'm willing to pause. Combat rounds usually don't take that long. Johnum says B, Jamie says B, Arya says B, Enthuse says A, Oscar says D.
Enthuse said what?
A. And Oscar
A.
said D.
Okay.
You have the webcomic open? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that sounds like cheating, Arya. I don't know.
I don't recall saying this was an open notebook test.
That's very true. You just guessed fast. Johnum got lucky. Johnum got lucky. Yeah, Jamie, if you do, if you want to call pause for your combat, I'm more than willing to do that. It's not like we have a ton of people here going crazy, but yes, it is B, $5 signs. Very expensive, you know. $5 signs.
It was a very
one more
expensive
quick one. All right. Next one. Who gave Hotzen his journal? Was it A, Everett, B, his mom, C, no one, or D, his dad? Ooh, I'm gonna have to look at that one. Hold on. Dang, no, shot him right in before with D, Jamie D, Oscar D, Enthuse D, and Arya D.
Alrighty.
Johnum hot on the keys. Yes, it is D, his dad. All right, now we'll take a little intermediate question here. You're the 5Ds, yes. Do we want to know the scores right? Yeah, he did barely, and I checked on Twitch as well to make sure it wasn't my like doubling thing too. He got in right before you on both. Showed up on first on your screen. John, did it show up first on your screen? This is the true question. Is it you or Jamie? Mars, did it show up first on your screen?
I got Johnum above. I got
right.
Johnum, Jamie, then Oscar, then Enthuse, then Arya.
I'm sorry, Jamie. It looks like it was John bouncing back. But have fun with your combat. Is there any comic questions in the middle here? Do we want to know what the score running is at all?
Yes. I can tally them up real quick if anyone would like. Oh, no, wait, it does it for me. Never mind. Yeah, I don't need to do shit.
I set it up for you, man. I got it. We going. Better internet, better person. That octopus? We don't have an octopus in Outcast. But that will be
no octopus.
That will be the uni Wi-Fi. Ugh, gross.
Ooh.
So sad. I'm so sorry, Jamie.
That's rough, Jamie. I actually have to take an online test next week, and my teacher literally warned me, hook directly into the Wi-Fi or you might lose connection and then you'll like fail.
Oh God. I'll
just
the one thing.
No. I don't want that.
That's the one thing about like internet, like work from home and stuff like that. Yeah, the Ethernet. Well, I'm not on Ethernet anymore. I was on Ethernet, but I had to like run it downstairs. So I have a nice desktop, and I got a you are on Ethernet? Yeah, it's just too many freaking people, Jamie. Too many people. Yeah. Shuts down every other week. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I got a what is it? A chip? A card? I don't know. The expanding things on desktops that you can get to get a new Wi-Fi antenna, because apparently mine was crapping out, and I don't know anyone here during those streams that were having a problem. Bad. Turns out it was just my computer as well. We playing Warcraft after this? No. No. We are not. We're going to draw emotes.
We are not Warcraft players.
We're going to draw emotes. Because don't y'all want to be able to use emotes? They'll be like free emotes because they'll be with the whatchamahoos, the better Twitch TV thing. So unfortunately, you can only use them on our thing, but everybody can use them in our chat. And Oscar does like his emotes. He does. He's got some fun emotes.
He's got like a whole collection.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to see
So we're
that
gonna be drawing
library.
emotes. But yeah, they will be. How many questions we have? I think it's at 5 questions left.
We have 3.
3 questions left. Oh, there you go. 3 questions
Well,
left. Mars.
I'm up to question
No, you're
18
right.
on
You're
my
right.
sheet.
You're right. You have it correct.
Unless I really
No.
miscounted that.
No. You're right. 3. Let's go. Alrighty,
For a
let's
total
go.
of 20 questions, you guys.
21 questions. Should be 21 questions.
No, I got
Okay,
20.
it is 21, but we're moving on real quick.
It's because you put contestants in the first
That's why.
column.
What is the first animal Hotson finds on the island? A frog lemur. B, a bee spider. C, Milano. Or D, snakefly. Jamie says A. Oscar says A. Johnum says A. Johnum was not ready on the draw there. Enthuse says C, and Arya says A. Ooh, yes, it is A, the frog lemur. He does meet it before Milano, but Jamie got them 2 points right there. Beautiful. All right. Next one. We're going. What's Hotson's curse word of choice? A, fuck. B, blast. C, frack. Or D, pluck. Ooh, John, I'm in there with the D. Araya with the D. Oscar with the D. Jamie with D. Not on the draw there, Jamie. And Enthuse will say... You missed the key? Oh, no.
Oh, no!
Enthuse says D. Yes, it is pluck, his curse word of choice. NASA Wi-Fi. If John is using NASA Wi-Fi, I'm using like alien technology because
across
Jesus.
the board. Very nice, you guys.
All right. We have, what does Milano call Hotson? A, fledgling. C, squatter. D, intruder. Or B, newbie. I said that in a weird order. I'm very sorry. Got Johnum A.
That was
Jamie
a
A.
very weird order.
Arya A. Enthuse B. Oscar, he does not call him knife.
It definitely doesn't call him knife.
I'm so sorry, Jamie. Oscar, you gonna add your vote to this? Is it fledgling, newbie, squatter, or intruder? C. Well, technically, everybody, I'm sorry, Enthuse, B was not one of the answers. Everything else he does call him fledgling, squatter, and intruder. Johnum did get there first. Sorry, Enthuse. Somebody else calls him newbie. All right. I believe we have one more.
Well, Jamie, it wasn't all of the above.
It wasn't all of the above. We were missing one.
Cthulhu helped you with that, Oscar?
Yes. All right. Last one. 3, 2, 1. What are Hotson's priorities for survival? A, potable water and sustenance. B, sustenance and shelter. C, shelter and potable water. Or D, a raft and potable water. Johnum got B, Jamie got B, Oscar got B, Arya got B, and Enthuse got C. All right, that is everybody. It is B. Johnum just got there a little bit first.
That was Johnum first?
Yep, Johnum first. You do need to think about water, though. This.
All right, just checking to see what everyone else got. Alrighty.
So we are tallying the scores now.
1. Okay. So.
Sustenance are like food and water. He's probably getting enough water from those berries when he finally gets to eat them. At least a good amount of water. Ah, amazing, Jamie. Perfect timing.
Okay, shall I read the scores out loud?
Add them to the winner's slide.
Winner's slide. Gotcha.
Slide. Gotta be fancy.
Absolutely. All right, just let me finish tallying these. There was actually
a tie?
No, there wasn't a tie. But it was funny, Ori, that what happened, you accidentally left out one of the columns.
Yeah.
So I had to put it somewhere and it didn't automatically tally. It's not like they're hard numbers.
Yeah.
It's just funny. So, okay, let me see. I need names.
I'm
Oh,
watching. This is interesting.
the
Gonna see.
suspense must
Who do
be
we think
killing you
won?
guys.
Yeah. What place do you think you each got? Uncle
Okay.
Lewis.
So I gotta be honest, guys. I'm copy pasting names so I don't screw up any spellings.
John won.
Hope you
John
all are
won.
okay with that.
Whoop. You moved it.
What? I wasn't trying to. Hang
I got
on.
it.
Let me fix
I
that.
got it. Undo. Yeah, I'll just type it.
There we go. I got it. I got it.
Okay, okay. Paste without formatting.
Ah. Fudge.
Mars is struggling in the Google Slides right now.
I know what to do. I'll just do that. You know, I'm trying to be fancy for you guys. So,
I mean, yeah, you should be after I put all this effort for these slides. Like,
exactly.
goodness.
Okay,
The
so
battle was.
yeah,
I'm glad it was. It was a hard. It was a tough battle between you two.
it was
And
well
honestly,
fought.
Jamie was just slightly nerfed. So you know, we definitely need to have this battle. Some again. Did it blindfolded? Nice.
I think we should have another battle at the end of season 1.
Oh,
What do you guys
100%.
think?
There's a lot more information then.
Absolutely. Okay, I don't know why that screwed up like it did.
Mars is really struggling.
You know, my
Are you meaning
computer
to type
just
it in the same place?
really. No, I had to move it
Okay.
because for some reason it lost the font.
Highest
So I
smartest
put
state
it
confirmed.
elsewhere so I could get it.
Makes sense.
And then who came in third? Alrighty. Very nice,
Crocodile's
very
bin came in as fatty. All right. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited who got, I'm excited to see these scores. Oh my goodness. Yeah, nerfing yourself in like 8 different ways, Jamie. Jeez. Multitasking, bad internet, no
Uh,
sleep. Oh my
the
god.
odds really were stacked against you.
Crazy.
Okay. So it was the long way around.
Okay, we got there. However,
but it worked.
give it.
Should I put the points as well or just the winners?
Just the winners is fine. You can read the
Alrighty.
points out in a second after I do this and do this and do this. Whoops, this. Here we are. The winners are in first place, Johnum, 47. In second place.
Ori,
what?
Why is our help wanted sign up?
It's because I had to switch it so I could draw it over. You're okay, behind.
So mine is lagging.
Yeah, give it a second. Switch is always slightly behind. But yes, first place, Johnum, 47. Second place, Jamie. And third place, Arya the Crafter. Congratulations. Congratulations, everyone. Very nice.
To all.
Very nice. So now, you guys get to, Johnum gets both a character bust and a short story. Jamie, you get to choose either a character bust or a short story, and Arya, you get the other one. But also, everybody gets points. So
yes.
What were the points, Mars? How many points did Johnum get?
Alrighty. Well, Johnum got 35 points.
Johnum. All right.
Jamie, in second place, got 25 points.
Alrighty.
And Arya got 18.
Arya the Crafter. Who came in fourth?
We got Oscar in fourth with 14 points.
Oscar, 1, 2, 3, Z, 14. And then Enthuse had how many?
Enthuse came in with 11. Not too shabby.
Very nice. Definitely close. Definitely no one really, really having, issues. I'm glad, because that means that the things weren't super hard or anything. So,
Yeah, you did well, Enthuse.
That is, yes,
Honestly,
Oscar, maybe.
this makes me so happy because it means people are reading the comic.
It does.
Yay!
Yes. Thank you for reading the comic. Thank you
Yes.
everybody for joining, and I hope you all had fun. Jamie can decide on their prize, and then so we can have. And Johnum, if you want to DM me and Mars what you would like.
Yes. Please DM whoever ends up
No, dude, you
choosing
did
the
well.
short story, and you, Johnum, because you get a short story as well. Just send the description of what you'd like. If it's original characters that you'd like a story about, if you could give me some kind of personality traits to work with, maybe a backstory or two, so I can make a story for you.
All right, Oscar.
Well, Jamie, if you need some help thinking, I wrote my D&D character that never that didn't live an obituary. So if you want something like that, it doesn't have to be a story per se. If you want
Oh,
like a
go bonk.
description or something like that, a wiki
Something
page
that's like
perhaps.
500 to 1,000 words in there. That's sort of the realm.
Yeah.
Do that tomorrow. All right, John. I mean, how dare you not think about it right now? Not no with the burning question. Oh, you tricked Oscar, Mars.
Oh, I did. I'm so
Thought you were
sorry.
gonna
Apparently,
speak in
I'm
Spanish.
apparently Oscar's arch nemesis tonight. I don't know how I became this. It just kind of happened.
Better you than me. I see, John. I see. I see. Yes, grand, grand. All right. Well, no, we're not playing Warcraft. No, no. We had Jamie and Johnum in a battle.
Yes.
That's what they did.
And what a riveting battle it was.
It was tight. Right? It was tight.
I was on the edge of my seat, to be honest.
It was a tight game. I once upon a time played Warcraft, but never in a very recent time. The next nemesis could be anyone. All right, all right.
Oscar, I'm wondering if you have like dice with all our names on it and you just roll to see who's going to be your nemesis for the day.
Well, good night, Arya. We
Oh,
will tell you which one Jamie picked, so which one you get. So we'll tell you which options you can think about that. We'll DM you. Okay? Have a nice night. Thank you for
yeah.
playing.
Good luck tomorrow. See you next time. Thank you so much for coming.
Alrighty.
Oh, pencils with numbers? Oh, I see.
Ah, makes sense. Draw
like
the short
tossing
straw, yeah, whatever. Which pencil lands on top, pickup sticks wise. That is true, John. You did have a kaiju battle. He likes the battles. He likes the war.
It's the adrenaline rush, I bet.
But yeah. So with that, we'll move into the final portion of our stream, and that is emotes and questions. So if anyone has an emote idea for the channel, this is your time to make yourself heard to see if it becomes one. We have 7 slots for Twitch, and we have way more than 7 slots for Discord because there's billions of those. There's also sticker slots for Discord, which is an option as well. And then there's yeah.
Remember, guys, put in your request because ultimately these emojis will be used by you.
Yeah.
So make sure you're requesting something that you'd like to use. Yeah. This is your chance.
What kind of Mars and Ori emojis? Dylan
or
emojis?
Milano
emojis?
I think Dylan should get an emoji first. He doesn't have too many yet. You need a Ferrix emote, John?
You need a Ferrix emote. Well,
what kind of Ferrix emote?
You can hear the list of ideas that Mars and I had. Some options that Mars and I had were someone the other day during Ace Attorney requested
JoJo Ori Oscar.
someone during Ace Attorney the other day requested Happy Ori. We also thought about Conspiracy Ori, a judging Mars sipping tea, a chill Mars reading a book, Mars frantically pulling out her hair, a smug Ori drinking tea. I had an idea today because when people were posting dice in the dice channel in Discord, a dice goblin Ori. T
Ooh.
Mars. All right, we'll start with T Mars.
T Mars?
We'll start with T Mars. Now I'm gonna preface this with that I have recently like followed an artist that makes that her whole thing is making like emotes and stuff, and they're really really cute. So we're gonna try a little something different, and we're gonna sort of see looking like in the dictionary. All right, so I'm just gonna look up Twitch tea sip emote. I'm just gonna look at all of them and see what they look like.
Spill the tea. Well, in this one, I'd be judging you over the rim of my tea.
A lot of these are just really cute. Mars is judging you more than these are cute. Yeah, we're also trying to go chibi style.
Hold on.
What?
There is an anime character who looks sus over a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I could get you a picture.
Okay. There's a lot of Zong Li sipping tea.
I'm okay with that. There's also a lot of Levi sipping tea.
Like the first four are this
Zong the one.
Emote. Okay, send it to me.
It's Kirito from Sword Art Online. God. This is the meme. You must have seen it.
I probably have. I probably have.
I'll send it to you directly on Discord.
Oscar, that meme you sent in Discord is beautiful. I love that.
I don't think exactly like Giorno drinks tea. If I remember what happens in that scene.
Now I have to look at that because I never watched that JoJo. I only watched up to through Jotaro.
To be honest, story part 5 was a pretty good story.
Oh no, he looks too angry. Giorno sipping tea. He looks very dour. Ah, I see. All right. We will have this in here for reference. Let me copy it.
That's the first one that comes to mind when I think of judging over tea or suspicious over tea.
No. I see it. I see it. We've gotta sort of have it. You sent like the little romance filter thing for the interview in Discord, Oscar. I find it very hilarious. References? Most memes go in what is it called?
I can find it for you, Ori.
Refrigerator door.
Yes.
It's under Pet Cafe. That's where all the memes go.
Not too far away.
No, it's in the main space. Alrighty. Let us draw this. And yeah, also if anybody has comic questions or anything, burning needs
or any thoughts about the
thoughts about the comic,
or the other 2 entries, art questions, writing questions, feel free to ask.
Now is the time. All right.
Or questions about life, we can answer those too.
I'm like stressing because I'm like I've tried to draw chibi and I never draw chibi. And they all have like a very specific style that is just not how I draw things. So I'm like, okay, let's try and figure this out.
I'm actually working on the comic tonight.
Oh, very nice. I worked on the comic today.
Oh, very nice.
And then I've moved the video schedule. I don't know if anybody noticed, but if anybody noticed that there was no Ace Attorney video today, it's because it's coming out tomorrow. Because I need more time in between, and it's going to be on Fridays instead, yeah.
Ori would like to have a life, you guys. Yeah, please do enthuse. It's called Outcast. I'll type it for you in chat.
I got the links. There it is.
Links help too.
So there's all the
Outcast
links.
with
You
an
can read it on
E.
Webtoon, Tapas, or Global Comics. It is out now with the first 3. So yeah.
I don't want to see what's new, Clip Studio Paint. Leave me alone.
Yeah. So the problem I have with chibis is that a big part of my art that I have tried very hard to do is make distinct face and eye shapes. Netflix release adaptation. If we get, honestly, at this point, which is very wild, if we ever do try, like if we ever get to the point where we are big enough for that, I think I'd prefer Amazon Prime over anything else. They've been doing some good shit. And
if they're going the way that they still are in a few years' time, like, yeah, absolutely. It just seems like creators are allowed to do what they want with them.
I have no idea. Honestly, I would never want it to be live action. I would never ever want it to be live action.
I would cry if it were live action, gotta be honest.
It would never be live action. Voice wise, I got no clue. Because we. No, God, no. no. You will hear their voices eventually because we do have the idea of making this sort of like comic dub for YouTube and stuff is a plan that we have. But we sort of gotta wait until there's like a bit more out to even be read.
How very true.
But yeah.
You can make the Spanish really version? Want to ask
yeah.
her. I think we have to wait for it to get a little bit bigger before we start looking into translations.
Yeah. Bonked real good. Oh, beautiful. Pluck.
Okay. Never mind. I'm not working on the comic tonight, apparently.
Yeah, no, Cyberpunk was good, but I'm more concerned about like, canceling stuff and just like how they're treating things. It feels like Amazon Prime, honestly, has gone really hardcore with exactly how I like animation to be. They've put in a lot of effort, like things like Invincible, things like freaking Legends of Vox Machina, right? Like, the animation is great. They know where to use 3D. They know where to not use 3D. Like, they know how to do it right. So I'm, like, really happy with that.
Yeah.
And on top of it, it's like, they're keeping shows around, it feels like, right? Like, we heard about the Mighty Nine getting the thing.
To be experimental as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's also important in the industry as well. It's like they'll try out new studios and stuff like that.
You haven't played it yet? Dylan would be disappointed, Oscar. Dylan loves Elden Ring.
Dylan would have words.
Dylan would throw hands.
I don't know what I was saying about writing before obligations interrupted you, Jamie. If you'd like to remind me, I'd be more than happy to talk about.
It was the idea, Jamie, that ideas for the short story thing, if that's what you wanted to pick, you could do like Mars wrote an obituary for one of her characters that TPK'd. You could have it like, a wiki sort of thing. Sort of like a Genshin Impact style little blurb. She's been working on stuff like that. Those sort of things. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an interaction, but it can also be like a good example is like PCM has a lot of ideas about like Polaroid and Andromeda's wedding. Mars could write that story, if you told her like what sort of happens and, what their sort of vibe is and everything like that. That's sort of options.
You would want me to hit.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually gonna do it a slightly different way, because then I can resize it if I need to. And that's by putting it near the middle. Because then I can draw outside of the lines and still not have a problem.
There you go. That's probably a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, it'll mean... Yeah.
My computer is telling me I would need to shut off my computer to get the Wacom to work again. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Interesting, Jamie. 2d10. Is it still higher is
Oh,
better or is it lower is better? Because I do know certain systems that do lower is better. Higher
higher
is
is
better?
better?
Okay.
Okay. What do you think of it so far?
Is it like someone you know that made it, or you're just your group is trying to test out new systems, or everybody wants money? Like they want to make you pay money for
Oh,
it, Oscar?
okay, interesting. You only roll to hit.
Very interesting. Would you call it a rules light game then, Jamie?
So does each weapon and spell have like a
Hmm.
set amount of damage it can do?
Yeah, that happens, Oscar. Oh, the Witch and Smith made it. Oh, very nice. Are they playing with you guys, or you're just playing it to test it out? Yeah, and would you call it rules light? That's really the big question. It's crunchier than 5e. Interesting. Crunchier than
But not as
5e.
heavy as older editions. That's an
Uh,
interesting balance.
it's kind of in the middle. Nice. That's fun. That's
I'm
very fun,
sure he
Jamie.
appreciates it. I know sometimes it's nice to just test different systems,
Oh,
see what vibes.
well, when you're making a system, you definitely need to test it out.
Oh yeah. I mean that's true for anything. Tabletop RPGs,
Interesting.
board
That gives
games,
me
card
Pathfinder vibes. That gives me Pathfinder vibes, Jamie. Okay.
games. Ooh.
I am
Yeah,
uncertain.
that reminds me of hero points.
No, no, no. It's more like actions. So it's like one action, something's cost one actions, something's cost two actions,
Oh, I
something's
see.
cost
Okay,
yeah.
that's where
So
you were
so so
drawing
they have a bunch of
there.
action points and they spend it. So like, maybe a certain attack only costs one action, but you can attack so you can attack as many times as you have actions points.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a setting, Johnum.
He just it's like a copy paste. Always has the pog fish or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Pog bones. There it is.
Oh, interesting. I mean, you
Interesting.
do use it pretty frequently, Oscar. I'd be more surprised if it wasn't a favorite.
How do I make Chibi Mars not look like an old lady?
I'm
It feels
already I'm already sipping tea.
it's hard.
The struggle is real. Man.
I'm sorry. It's just it's the design with the bun. Impossible. We'll get there.
That we will.
We'll get there. Now I have to look at that because most of the time I think they just don't have mouths. They're just covered by the mug. Yeah. Does Kirito have a mouth? He does not. Okay.
Not in the picture I
No,
sent
not in the
you.
picture. Obviously, he has a mouth. All right,
Ooh,
Jamie, with the art.
that's interesting, enthuse.
Oh, interesting. I've seen
Oh,
I don't know if you've heard of the Adventurers Tarot enthuse. But they have something like that. It's really cool. It's essentially a set of tarot cards and they use it they have a whole method of making it work for 5e in like encounters and stuff and that sort of thing. So that's really interesting. That's a fun like play style to do with, especially in person. Feels like you're gambling. You take the pog bones. Yeah, I think it's called the Adventurer's Tarot. Adventurers Tarot? Yeah. It looks like specifically only for initiative, not
Uh,
everything. It's very pretty though. If I got a tarot card deck, I would get the tarot card deck.
I just feel like that'd be so fun to play with.
You're just so ready for it, Oscar. Yeah, he did. He did already relapse. But you know what? It's not harming anybody.
I'd say it's his signature at this point.
Mars is a
It's like
Roman
when you
god.
sign your name at the end of the letter.
Why am I finding this difficult? I feel like I'm under pressure or something. I don't know what's happening to me.
Oh, you said you did not like drawing chibis.
It's not that I don't like I admire them so much. The biggest thing that gets me is it's just not what I do, right? So it's very much like odd.
Understandably so.
And so it's like I don't have a chibi style yet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
So
very
this
much
is really like kind of pushing the boundaries of
this
what you
is
do.
very much pushing the boundaries, and I'm very much like not in the comfort zone. And then on top of that, you're like on stream, so it's a little bit like
They're all watching.
they're all watching me. If you use simple words, I can know what you're saying, Oscar. But if you go into like specific words, I don't know. Yeah, Mars like the Roman god. Yes, that is the same name. Only Mars is based. This Mars is named
Mars
after
like
the planet, which then was named after the Roman god. So one more degree of separation there. Ooh, ooh, or is John gonna be the mod today?
Ooh. John, I'm stepping up.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know if that's exactly it, but we'll see. I don't think translator is translator though.
Translator is
that one I'm pretty sure is not it.
Yeah, I got a sneaking suspicion.
No.
Oh, Jonathan and Oscar at it again.
Oh, what the frick happened? Okay,
Ooh.
that was weird. Yes, it is Oscar. Really? So
I like how it sounds.
so you say Marte as like the planet's name, and then so it's like Tuesday, Martes. Kind of how we're named after Thor.
I find it interesting that
well, Tuesday's not
the
after
closest
Thor.
translation to lore is Historia.
Well, Historia is like a story, is my understanding.
Hmm.
I think there has to be another.
I think we have a communication error
eats
going
the cat.
on here.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
There's a breakdown in communication happening. I don't think I can fix this though. I'm not yet qualified.
Jamie, you just let it be. Oh, vivo cerca de la biblioteca, muy cerca, muy cerca. That's one of my favorite stories. When yeah, Yeah, it's funny. Interesting, Oscar. I didn't know that. But really, really funny anecdote. In I think it's funny. In Spanish class one year, the teacher was like, okay, like you have to do your speaking exam, right, and all this sort of stuff, and it's gonna ask you, like where do you live, right, and she's like, you don't actually have to like truthfully describe, where you live. You can just say like, you live near the library and whatever. So then it comes to my turn and I'm an overachiever. So like I actually tried in Spanish class and so I actually wanted to say where I live and I said, vivo de cerca de la biblioteca. And she's like, actually? I'm like, yes, actually. I actually do live very close to the library. This is not a joke. This is not a troll. It's right there.
Is it any wonder she grew up on such amazing stories?
That one's my favorite one. It's just so funny to me. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I learned that children, the reason they learn languages better than adults is because they're not afraid to fail and
Mm.
mess it up.
It certainly helps.
So it's definitely like a, interesting.
They're also just at that optimal learning
Well, they also
language.
use it all the time versus like when you're adult, you usually, at least if you like move somewhere, usually you move to a place that also speaks the language you speak.
Oh yeah.
And so you don't have to
No, of
use it in
course,
like school all the
and you're
time.
gonna learn it pretty quickly.
You learn very little.
I think
Only
I
3
think that's
years,
why
John?
my undergrad teacher was like, "Okay, so you could get better at Spanish. Why don't you go live in Spain? Go study abroad." And I was like, yeah, my major doesn't won't get any credits over there, so I can't do
Oof.
that as much
Yeah,
as I'd like to."
that's the worst. See, I took, what would it be? 6 years of Spanish, right? That's how the math works out. Took
Starting in
six
middle
years.
school,
Yeah,
I
because it would
believe.
be seventh, eighth, and then ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. So I took 6 years of Spanish, and then I took 2 semesters of Italian. Oh, so the dates or the days of the week are
Oh,
literally just mostly the planets and the
yeah,
gods.
that's Thursday, Friday, isn't
Jueves.
it?
So which
Jueves
one's
y viernes.
miércoles? All right, which one's miércoles? Hmm? Which planet?
Miércoles was always the most fun to say.
Lunes is the moon, obviously. Martes we learned was Mars.
Martes, Mars.
Miércoles you didn't say. Jueves,
Why do
Jupiter,
I feel like
Vernes, Venus.
Miércoles is
It
Mercury?
is. Enthuse just said.
Hey!
Yeah. Oh, okay. Does Domingo
Ooh,
come from
feeling good
something?
about myself now.
I don't know what Domingo would be from. Because Sabado, I would assume, is not
Y
from a planet. It has to
Okay,
do with
so
like the
if we're
Sabbath,
thinking, like,
right?
gods and stuff, like, now I'm thinking, Demeter or something like that?
Oh, it's just
Demeter?
God Day.
Oh,
Okay.
God day. Okay.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I didn't have to take a language in college, Dunham. I'm just like a I knew that. I knew Dios was God. Um I just like have a pipe dream of desiring to be multilingual.
Bilingual?
Yeah. No,
Multilingual.
multilingual. Cuz I took 6 years of Spanish and then I took 2 years of Italian. I my father like travels all over, so ay Dios míos. And works with like a bunch of people and stuff. So I can count in a number of languages, interestingly. 10 years. Dang.
What language did you start in those?
Also, sign language, ASL, American Sign Language specifically. Uh, at this point, I don't even know if I would say I'm conversational. I can get my point across in Spanish. Um, my grandmother is Hispanic and fluent, and so sometimes I like try to force my dad to speak Spanish with me. Um, and I used to write her letters, so my written Spanish is much better than my speaking Spanish, and I can pretty much understand it 90% of the times, is when I'm listening. But I'm always like, really cautious and scared about speaking it.
That's really cool, Enthuse.
Nice. We have someone at our TTRPG table who is fluent in Russian because he's from Ukraine. So yeah, very fun. My father tells this great story. So Staten Island in New York has a lot of Russian speaking people, and my father works in New York City, and so he knows a lot of people from all over, and with all different backgrounds and everything, speaks lots of different languages, and one of them is Russian, and his I think it was his mother would always call the office, and for whatever reason she could never get this man's number right, and she would always call my father's desk phone, and she just speaks in Russian. She doesn't know any English. So the coworker taught my father how to say I don't speak Russian in Russian, and just to say like I'm not your son, I don't speak Russian, like this sort of thing. And to get her to shut up so he could transfer her over cuz he knew who it was. Um in They went to Coney, I think it was Coney Island, or they must have Coney Island or somewhere in Staten, it must have been somewhere in Staten Island. They went for some reason, and for whatever reason, a random older woman just comes up to my father and starts talking to him in Russian. And he's like, I got no idea what's going on. Like, why is this happening? So he says the line of, I don't speak Russian in Russian. And he talks about how, like, our, like looks at him like, what the, I don't speak. And then just goes back to talking to him in Russian. And it's like, all I know is this one line in Russian to try and get the point across. But she just took it as like he's just not wanting to talk. And it's like, no, it didn't work. Didn't work.
Uh, your get out of conversation free
It
card.
didn't
No!
work. Yeah, honestly. Okay.
See, sometimes that's always my fear, especially in like high pressure situations. Like for those of you who don't know, but I'm assuming a lot of you do, I worked in retail for a time. And sometimes you do have someone who comes in who speaks Spanish or someone who comes in who is deaf, and needs some help translating. Now, yes, I did study both of those. I did
Mm-hmm.
Spanish throughout middle school, high school, a little bit of college, and then I did ASL for one semester. Um, but I wouldn't say like I know enough to successfully explain retail,
Well, that's
because
the
it's like my job mainly fell to customer service, and unfortunately, they don't really teach you words for that in
well,
school. So
that's the problem.
I'm just like, well, yeah. I mean, I kind of, but also I don't know how to communicate in this particular situation
No, I find
because
that's
it's
the
so
biggest issue.
damn specific.
Exactly. So I worked two different jobs. One was at a bakery, and one was as an arborist, and both of them had a high amount of Spanish speaking, like workers with them, and I worked very closely with them. But I have no baking terminology, right? I can tell you like a torta, like I know like what a cake is. I can tell you like a galleta, like I can tell you the specific word, but it's like I don't know the word for baking, for frying in a frying pan. Like I don't know these words. And and so it's like anything that I would have to say to them is like I just can't, because it's like como, preparar un galleta en el, horno. It's like, how do I say you bake the cookies? What are we baking the cookies? It's very like, I don't know. And then as an arborist, and enthused, I don't think you heard this story. Yeah, exactly. Un galleta. um, and then I worked as an arborist, and so almost all of the crew members were fluent in Spanish because a lot of them were like H2B from Mexico, and a lot of them were from El Salvador and Nicaragua and all this sort of stuff. And so they all spoke fluent Spanish. And then some of the guys who actually lived here did speak fluent English. So you mostly communicated with them. Now, I could almost always understand them. Like when they're talking to each other, I could get the gist of, like, okay, I understand that he is actually relaying what I said in English, like exactly how I said it. Like they know what's going on. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Like I know, arbol. Like I know what a tree is, but I couldn't say what a leaf is, what a branch is. I can't say like all those things. I never learned that. Now this is a really fun example, and I'll tell this story. I've told this story once, but I don't think Enthuse heard it, and I don't know if, I think Oscar heard it, but I don't know. um there's
We're
something we
about to
do to
find out.
trees. There's something we do to trees called cabling, and you use a cable. Good night, Johnum.
Oh, good
Thank
night,
you for
Johnum.
hanging out. Don't forget to think about what commissions you want. um
Yes.
but so there's a cable,
Good
and the
luck with class.
cable gets strung between two trees, and it gets bent around an eye hook, and then this little horseshoe shaped piece goes on there as well to protect the cable from rubbing on the eye hook. We call it in English a thimble. Okay. Now, I don't know that word. Like, I don't know a word. One, I don't know the word for thimble, so I can't even call it a thimble in Spanish. And two, I don't know what you would call that in Spanish. I didn't go to tree school, for Spanish speaking country. So I don't know what you'd call that. So I'm trying to communicate to a guy that is only fluent in Spanish. He doesn't speak almost any English, and to give me a thimble because I need to bring it to the head guy who's not there, Leo. And so I'm like, oh, uh, la cosa que, como un zapato de caballo, because it kind of looks like a horseshoe, de los cabiles en el árbol. And it's like, I'm like, and he's looking at me, and he definitely has the face of like, I know she's trying, but I have no idea what the fuck she's saying.
He's got the face of
And so after
uh-huh.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. And so after a while, I just gave up. Draw it. All right. After a while, I just gave up, and I like called my crew lead, Leo, and I was like I'm like, Leo, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get him to understand what I'm talking about, but he just doesn't understand. I don't know the word. Do you know the word for thimble? He's like, no, I don't, but I will talk to him, because they didn't go to school for this, right? So I learned later on that for whatever reason they call these things orejas, ears. That's just what they colloquially use. Just them, who didn't learn anything, like officially, like they didn't go to school, like in their you know I didn't go to Spanish speaking tree school. They've just come over, learned how to do it, and this is sort of just what they call it with each other. I got a book. Yeah, they're cable ears. They're just orejas. They just call them orejas de los cabeles. And but I got a book that's specifically a Spanish book for arboriculture. And so I go and I go and I go and I look at this thing, and they call us uh uh guarda de cabo. It's just the rope guard. Protects the rope. And it's like, oh, okay, that doesn't help. But here's what I'm talking about. This is a tree branch, okay, and it has this little union here. What we would do is we would cable these two together to help stabilize this union. And if you zoom in here, to sort of what that looks like, you have a cable and you have an eye hook that sort of sticks out of the tree branch. So this is the branch. You have the way you have to do it is you have to fold the cable over here and then tie it off. But if the cable rubs on this eye hook, the cable's gonna break. So there's this little thing that looks like a horseshoe, like this, but it's kind of like grooved. So it has a little groove. So the cross section looks like that, like this little U, and then it comes, around like a groove. Sort of like that. And so it looks like a little horseshoe, but it's probably only about the size of if you put your pointer and your thumb finger together and you make that shape. That's as big as they are. It can fit in that hole. And so that's like that's that's what I was trying to get him to say to give me.
It's really funny because some translations you just would not expect. Like,
Himble. Well, my favorite
orejas?
thing,
I would never think
I don't know
that that
why,
would be
but
the name.
speaking of that, Oscar, it's very funny to watch, to like hear, because there's certain things. I think a chipper that you would learn yeah, it's not an ear. I don't. That's just what they call it. But a chipper, right? A wood chipper. What you learn from like a textbook in a Spanish is like cortamadora, right? The wood cutter. Okay, that's what it is. However, every single Spanish speaker that I worked with that dealt with it, it's just el chipper, el chipper. The other thing, in school, I learned almuerzo for lunch, right? Lunchtime is almuerzo. El almuerzo. Lonche. Necesito lonche.
Just
Just
lunche?
lonche. Lonche. Lonche.
Huh.
Yeah. So it's el chiper and lonche. That's what they say. That's every single one of them. Not a single one of them ever said almuerzo. Never. All of them. Every single one. Lonche.
I wonder if that's
There
like
you go.
almost a type of
Look, Oscar.
slang that
It is.
developed
It is.
between
Oscar
them.
says it's your sandwich. It's something to drink. It's so funny. It's very interesting, right? What is my father? My father loves this one. It's an idiom he learned from working with a Hispanic guy at work, and it's "Toy salao, toy salao." How's your day? Toy salao, and it's like
Not good?
everything went wrong.
Oh, jeez.
It's like the worst. I think it says I think the direct translation is something along like I'm like a shortening of like I'm salty, essentially. Like estoy salado. Lonche is Latin American. Well, they're all Latin American. None of them are from Spain, so that makes sense. But yeah, doy salao. Just everything that. So what did you say? You had what kind of day did you have the other day? You used something. You had a day that
That,
everything that went wrong that could go wrong went wrong, and you called it something.
who are you talking to, me or
You,
Oscar?
you, Mars, you.
Oh, me? What the hell did I say? Some that went wrong. When did I say?
Yeah, it's like everything went wrong, and you called it something. That day would have been doy salao.
I mean, I know I had an event where I was like, "Oh my God, this was a
Yeah,
comedy
it's
of
like bad
errors."
luck. All right, yeah, there you go. Comedy of errors. That's what it. Yeah, so it's like bad luck. Oscar says, yeah. Estoy salado. Yeah, so it's like but like the direct translation is like I'm salty.
Well, according to
That's my
slang, you
favorite one.
can say you are salty. It
According.
means you're pissed about something.
Oh yeah. I'm salty. Yeah. But yeah, so it's like an answer to like how's like how are you? How was your day? It's like and I got a flat tire going to work, and then the bus was late, and someone puddle ran over me. This all
And then
just
a
a bad
bird
day.
pooped on
Yeah.
me.
So that's
My
that's
lunch
your
got run over by the bus that I
comedy
missed.
of errors. That's the Hispanic version I learned. Gue, yep, gue. That was the other one. And I also know guay. Guay is like cool.
I'm learning so much tonight.
But yeah, at the bakery, we, we. But yeah, I remember a lot more from the arborist, being an arborist, mainly because I actually like had to interact with them a lot more because I was like directly above them, like they were my crew. Versus at the bakery, I was just like a cashier, and so they just like they took the orders. I didn't have a lot of necessity to interact with them, and on top of that, most of them spoke much better English than a lot of the crew members did because they had lived in America longer.
I think that you picked it up a lot quicker because you were interacting with them. You were using the language more often.
Interesting, Oscar. Maybe,
Huh.
maybe Mars, maybe Mars. A lot of. I think almost all the bakery staff though was women, so they were probably just Gen Z stuff.
We are technically Gen Z.
Yes.
I
No
found
one could.
out.
You thought you were a millennial? Could you?
No, I didn't. But I didn't know where the cutoff point was.
I learned. I learned. Um. Oh, that's fun. Enthuse. Your guy. Um. What was I saying, Mars? Oh,
I
the
don't know.
cutoff. This is the
Only you.
cutoff, and Dylan will get salty about this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. So
Oh man.
the cutoff is if you remember 9/11, you're a millennial, and if you don't firsthand remember 9/11, you're not a millennial. You're Gen
Ooh.
Z.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty clear cut. You can't even argue with that one.
No,
It's so true.
we are not millennials. We are like
No, we're
first
not
generation.
millennials.
We're like first oldest Gen Z. Dylan will try to tell you that he's Gen Z, but he technically remembers 9/11. So, well, if it's 96, then Dylan's definitely not a millennial. He's Gen Z.
Oh,
The
I'm
cutoff
not
is weird.
complaining, Oscar. It's just
Oh,
it's always been so unclear.
every time somebody is like, "Ugh, millennials," it's like, I'm not a millennial. Don't get me. I'm
I'm
not
part
part
of
of
the
that.
other problem. Get
I'm
it right.
No, I think if the cutoff year is 96, then it's not our birth year. It's actually 1 year older than Dylan, who's a year older than me and Mars. If the cutoff is the you remember 9/11, then it doesn't matter. So yeah, 96 would be 2 years older
Yep.
than Mars and I. We're 98. It is very undefined. That's why I kind of like the idea of the do you remember 9/11, because that's like an age, right? Like that's like an era, because that's how
Well,
generations are
that's
supposed to
also
be.
some specific you can point to as well.
But also like generations are supposed to be defined by like a new best word I'm gonna say is like a vibe, right?
And
Like the time is
I
different.
thought you were gonna say a new trauma.
See, they're not though, Oscar. They're not. Even though that's how it used to be, we change so fast now that the generations aren't by parents. Because someone born
Yeah, millennials could not give birth to
yeah.
Gen Zs.
No, it has to be like every other, because I have cousins who are younger than me who are Gen Z, and I have cousins who are older than me that are hardcore millennials because they're in like the 1980s born, and their children are like single digits. And that's alpha now, right? That's Gen Alpha. Well, if Gen Z are people who grew up with iPhones, I didn't grow up with iPhones. I'm definitely older than iPhones.
I think we were on the tail end. Well, not the
No, no,
tail
no.
end,
iPhones
but
are like
we didn't get iPhones
2006 or
until
something.
late. We really did not get iPhones until late.
I think iPhones are like 2006 was like the
Like
first
I
iPhone or something.
I remember when people were jealous if you had a flip phone
Mm-hmm.
or like one of those text keyboard phones.
Okay, well,
And that was like the hottest shit.
teen pregnancy is a thing, sadly, but accidental pregnancy is. But it's more the idea that's like most of our generation, our parents are not millennials, like not even close.
No.
I think both my parents are boomers.
I
No, I think one of my parents is a boomer. The other one is
No.
the one after that. One of my
Yeah,
parents is
no,
tail end
it's
of boomer.
gotta be. It's gotta be at least one of them is not a boomer.
Is it Gen X then?
It might be Gen X.
Or is there one in the middle? The generations get weird, honestly.
They literally can't pick a naming convention. Like, I wish we went, here's Generation A, Generation B, Generation C. No, it's got to go
What's before
Boomer
X, though?
X,
Yeah,
Millennial
it's Boomer X. Okay.
Z, like Y.
Well, Millennial is Y. Millennial is Y. They are the same.
Uh, hey, a PCM.
Yes, exactly, PCM.
How'd it go with Polaroid?
I don't know how that works then, Jamie, because I'm pretty sure all like single digits are alpha, not Gen Z anymore. But I also think they're very weird. Honestly, technically, I think that Mars, Dylan, and I are all like what would be that the Xennial, right? Because we
This,
relate on both ends way too hard.
it's really sad,
You know,
actually.
we're definitely like it's like those like, oh, you're not really the 90s children, but you're also kind of still the 90s children, and it's just like I don't know how to feel.
And, like, the 90s kind of bled into the 2000s, to be
Excuse me.
honest.
Okay, it does go boomers X. So one of my parents is a boomer and the other one is X.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that makes
Well, hi
sense.
PCM, thank you for dropping in.
Yes. Aw, thanks for saying hi. And Sori here's just drawing a chibi of me judging you while drinking tea.
Yes, we're trying to go the chibi route. I really want to have a chibi style, but you know, it is just like effort now.
Chibis are hard.
It's more
Chibis are
just
very
it's more just
hard.
not how I draw, you know? Gotta like put in effort for it.
I thought you always put effort in your
Well,
drawings.
there's a difference.
As like your style, it just
Yeah,
comes
what about it?
naturally, so it flows out of the pen. This you have to actually think about.
Yeah, exactly. No, I put in effort in other ways and like shading and posing and all that sort of stuff. Front end of millennials starts in 85. Gen Z ends in 2010. So a 2010 child would be 13 now and roughly 12, 13. And if you were 80, if you were born in 85, you would be
Or he didn't
15
expect to have to do
plus
math this late. You want me to
23
pull out a
would
calculator?
be 38. Okay, so they would have been 25 when they had a child to be at the end. So you could have like 20 to, you know, millennial starts in the 80s. Okay, so you could be 30 then. I didn't realize it started that late, if I'm being honest. It feels like everything goes by so fast.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? They could have been 30, yeah. Look, I did math though. Kaz's actually like question of the day was a math problem that I answered like a boss. Only one who got
Oh,
it right
nice.
like a boss.
Yes.
A 15-year period.
Flexin.
All right, interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it had to do with like there's been so many different
Vibes.
things. Yeah, honestly, I like recently like watched something that was like all about vibes.
Well, I
I
guess
don't know.
researchers do need something a little more concrete than just vibe. Yeah. Actual dates, time
Cut and
spans,
dry
that kind of
number.
thing.
All right. Again, not a millennial, and that's you can't group me in with them. We're the dead inside ones instead. No.
That is true, Enthuse.
Oh,
But you
100%.
can't deny there's such a different way of thinking between the generations and different ideals that it's very distinct.
I think it was Lamp Rose now in Discord was talking about um that their most of their siblings are like 13 and younger compared to them, and I think they said they were 24. So it's like
Mhm.
they can't relate to each other versus like as well, at least, right? Versus like I have two cousins that are like I think 17 and 18 or about to be 17 and 18 this year, and honestly, we vibe hardcore.
It's still close enough that it
Yeah.
it works
Also,
out.
like I'm a child, you know, so I watch children's shows, so you kind of, Mars and I have had
Hey,
multiple
no shame in
conversations
that.
about, like, Mars has a younger brother who's about their age, my cousin's age, and so it was us recounting our experiences watching their children's shows and remembering their children's shows and having, like, moments where it's like, wait, was that our children? No, that wasn't our children. That was their children's shows.
That wasn't our childhood shows. That was
Mhm.
theirs. It just happened to cross over when we were about 8,
Yeah,
9,
8, 9. Yeah, yeah.
like 9 to 12.
We're not gonna talk about the dogs, okay? We did that once, and it's sad. Oh, you want to hear some good old dog news? You want to hear some good
Oh,
old dog
yes.
news?
Yes,
My
please.
dog is 15, and she just went to the vet yesterday for her checkup, and the
Mhm.
vet and most of the staff was just in awe about how healthy she was. That she still
Oh,
has such a great appetite, she hasn't lost any weight, which is, like, a big deal. That all, like, we had a bunch of her teeth removed because they were rotting, unfortunately. That's, it's tough, but all the ones that was about a year ago, all the ones that she kept, good shape, all this great stuff. And, they were very happy with how healthy she was.
oh, that's fantastic.
So, yeah, there's good doggo news.
Oh,
There
I
you
love
go.
good dog
Sure.
news. Yes, healthy dog equals happy dog.
Exactly.
She's such a sweet little pup.
My little baby.
Ooh, very nice, Jamie.
Ooh, very,
Good
very
way to
nice.
test them out.
I'm assuming these are the plastic plentiful dice. I think that was yours. They are very pretty. I got some dice like that once that had so much freaking plastic.
Uh, I seriously gotta add to my dice collection. One day.
I
One day.
helped you.
You did. You did. I am not discounting that. But I definitely want to have, like, my splurge dice.
Mm,
Like, yes, these were kind of on the expensive side, but look how pretty.
yeah.
That's a lot of plastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh, that JB's
Alrighty.
looking cute.
Do we think the eyes are big enough?
I, they're taking up at least a third of that face. I'd say yes.
Okay. I think the framing a little more tilted like
Well,
that.
it's not silence, Oscar. We're
So
giving
we can
Ori
have.
space to think about her chibi and plan it
I'm
out.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'll talk more. It's
Or
late though.
Ori
We're
needs
winding down.
concentration.
We can only get into one chibi.
Uh,
Ah, if I finish the sketch, I'll be happy, and then we'll probably wrap up stream.
I'd
Mhm.
say this was a very successful
It
stream.
was.
We got to show a scrapped episode, talk a bit about the characters, have our trivia event, which
About
thank you all
politics.
so much for participating.
I'm not gonna talk about politics
Yes, no,
purposefully.
let's avoid that.
Okay.
So we actually finished Ace Attorney Enthuse. We played the DLC Rise from the Ashes. So on YouTube, it's a
Yeah.
couple episodes behind. It's in the last turnabout. And then Ori will start uploading episodes from the most recent one, which was that DLC case.
Yeah,
This week we're switching to a
it
game
is a long
called
case.
what was it? Elevator Hitch?
Yeah, yeah, we have finished the first game of Ace Attorney on streams. Um, so that's including Rise from the Ashes. The next video that comes out will be coming out tomorrow, and it is the first part of the first trial in Turnabout Goodbyes. So we meet Von Karma, and there's a
It
lot of
was
Von
a
Karma.
long case.
It's a very long case, but honestly, our favorite.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, our favorite. Tomorrow, I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Sunday, we will be playing Elevator Hitch, which is a like psychological horror point and click visual novel
I
game.
call it visual novel. Yeah,
No, it's
visual
called a
novel
visual novel.
point and click.
It's really, really, yes, Domingo. C. It's supposed to be really, really good. It won second place in the it entered like a spooky game contest. And that's why it was made, and it got second place. It's supposed to be really good. It has 12 different endings. We're not going to be trying to getting all the endings in one because it takes about an hour and a half, they say, to play. After we play
And we're usually on for about 3 hours on Sundays.
Yeah. So we might play it twice, we might play it once and then play Ace Attorney. We'll see. The goal is to get all the endings eventually. But then otherwise we'll be starting with I think the second one is Justice for All. I think that's the second Ace Attorney.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
So next in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm genuinely wondering how they're going to do, because Ori in Rise from the Ashes, they introduced new characters in that case, and I know they do come back later on in the timeline. So I'm wondering how they balance that retroactively. Because, like, if those characters appeared in future games and then you go back, make a DLC where it's like, oh no, this was actually the first meeting. I'm wondering how the game handles the timeline with that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. That will be what we will see.
It shall be fascinating.
Indeed. But yeah. All right, I think with that we'll end stream. So I do have to do some things, unfortunately. So we are gonna end.
Don't we all?
Yep. We hope to see everybody for Elevator Hitch on Sunday at 9 with Dylan, Eastern Standard Time. Yep, again, new video for Ace Attorney does come out tomorrow, hopefully noon.
So look forward to that.
So look forward to that. And yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out, coming out, playing trivia. Very nice, very great. And yeah, we'll see you over there on Sunday.
Thank you for your enthusiasm for the comic, I just have to say.
Ah, yes. So much turnout, so much love. It's been great.
Nope.
All right, guys. See you on Sunday. Good night.
Take care, everyone. Have a great